when creating a chart of accounts, there's a lot of things that we have to think of. What accounts are we potentially going to be using? How do we want to use those account numbers? Well, another thing that we should probably consider is what is going to be done with these financial reports. And one of the big things that's done, I mean, not just internal, management uses these reports to make decisions to kind of understand where the company is. But another big piece of it is going to be when it comes to filing a tax return. How are we going to want these accounts grouped? How are we going to want these accounts to be reported? And so, a lot of times, that is going to be the big thing that is done with these reports because internally, management can read those reports and whether things are grouped in a certain way or not, they'll have a good understanding. And really, a tax return it kind of follows a very logical manner as well. So, this becomes incredibly important when you're thinking about subgroups. Think of insurance expense. And so, insurance, there's all kinds of different types of insurance: auto insurance, workers' comp insurance, there's just general business insurance, there might be a liability insurance. All of these insurances are in fact expenses that a business would pay. They probably want that broken out on their profit and loss statement. They want to know, what did we spend on on business insurance, just a general business insurance this year, and maybe even if you're looking at a comparative compared to last year, what did we spend on liability insurance? What did we spend on workers' comp insurance? But when it comes to flowing these reports out into a tax return, there is just one line that's called insurance. All of those get reported on the same line. And so that's where those sub accounts may become very important. And that may be how you decide what gets to become a sub account of another. You might have just insurance expense, and then you might have all those different type of insurances as a sub account of insurance. And so that way, on your profit and loss statement, here's the total number for the insurance expense that was paid during the year. And so it becomes important to think about what returns, what forms are going to be filed for the company that we set up. And so when we were creating a company, there was an option for what type of company is this. And even if you go to the account settings, you look at the company type. So let's go settings. We can go account and settings. And so right here in this company info, if you scroll down just a little bit, the business type, we have this currently as a sole proprietor, and then Form 1040. That is the tax form that this gets reported on. And more specifically, a sole proprietor gets filed on a Form Schedule C. And so if we were to go and edit this, you can see all of these different options and then the forms that get filed. A partnership or a LLC, a limited liability company, gets filed on a Form 1065. A small business corporation, really that's an S corp, is going to be a Form 1120S. A lot of people think S in S corp stands for small. It doesn't. It's just the name. But if this is an S corp, an 1120S. If it's a C corp, 1120. Nonprofit gets filed on a Form 990. So it's important to think of these forms that these reports kind of flow into at the end of the year. And these are all the federal forms. So in our case, we're looking at a sole proprietor. So if we were to look at a Schedule C, this is what it looks like. So when we're generating reports, building a chart of accounts, it could be incredibly useful to have this in mind as we're numbering, as we're organizing our chart of accounts. So you can see here's our income accounts. We have gross sales or receipts, returns and allowances, costs of goods sold, gets down to our gross income. And then here's all of our line item expenses. Advertising, we have depreciation. Here's our insurance, any interest that we paid, repairs and maintenance. So these are all items that you may want to keep in mind when you are organizing your chart of accounts. And if you have an expense that does not fit into any of these, which is very common, there is this other expenses. And so on page 2, it details out all of these other expenses. And so when building a chart of accounts, it is very important to think about what is going to be done with these reports. And that may influence how you build, how you organize your chart of accounts.